afternoon. It's Friday, February 7, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this afternoon, Senate orders probe into oil spill, fire outbreak in River State. Police arrest suspects over fresh killings in a Rivers community. Federal government to introduce new basic education model. On the foreign scene, UN decries Gaza's devastation as South Africa escalates support for Palestinians. I'm Ife Chukwumoyed with the news. Now, the Senate has directed an urgent investigation into the cause of the ongoing fire at an oil spill from Manifold Well in OML 18, Bukuma, in the Gema local government area of Rivers State. This followed a motion raised by the member representing Rivers West in the National Assembly, Senator Ipalibo Harry Banigo. The Senate directed its Committee on Environment, Petroleum Resources Upstream, and other relevant bodies to assess the operator's compliance with the Environmental Impact Assessment Act and other laws. The committees are to recommend appropriate sanctions where necessary. The Senate also called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to deploy emergency response teams to assess the disaster's impact and implement remediation measures for the affected communities. Lawmakers also mandated the National Oil Spillage Detection and Response Agency (NOSTRA) to investigate the cause of the fire and oil spill and submit its report within 4 weeks. On her part, Senator Harry Banigo, who presented the motion, said the spill has caused extensive environmental damage, displaced residents, destroyed property, and increased health risk. She highlighted the severe consequences, including contamination of rivers, farmland, and aquatic life, which is a key source of livelihood for communities in Buguma and Ifoko in Asaritoro local government area and Bukuma in Degema local government area. In the meantime, residents of Bukuma in Degema local government area of River State tell correspondent Bioruware that the fire is still raging.
Put all measures on ground to put off this fire and shut the well. First far, NNPCL did the emergency response after some weeks when the fire outbreak began with machineries and equipment to combat the fire. They were down on site for some days, partly to extinguish the fire, then shut down the well, but it yielded no positive result. We observed that their machineries and equipment have been demobilized from site. Today, as I'm speaking, the fire is still raging the same way it's been raging all along.
In another development, stakeholders, including officials of Shell Petroleum Development Company (SPDC), are set to carry out a joint investigation visit (JIV) at oil spill site in Ogale, Eleme local government area of River State. The youth president of Ogale, Nobo Nwolo, told correspondent Bioruware that the spill at an SPDC manifold has been ongoing for 4 days.
A team from Shell came to visit the community. So they were in the palace and they formally apologized to the community for the spillage. Also came to the local government council, had a meeting with the chairman so that the JIV can be carried out and every other procedure too. They wanted to conduct the JIV yesterday. So the king advised that since the place is still tensed, that all the consultation should be done yesterday and JIV shifted to today. They consulted the community yesterday and the local government, and JIV will be conducted today.
He also revealed that the community recently discovered another oil spill at a facility owned by MPDS.
Chairman took a tour of the area to see things for himself. That's what happened. We even went to another spillage site in Ogale too. The facility belongs to MPDC. The pipe busted. There was a tear on the pipe. Every spill everywhere. Stay in Ogale. Yeah, the community rep has informed the MPDC people, but they have not come, they have not responded till now.
Moving on, police say they have arrested 7 suspects in connection with the killing of at least 7 people in Obele community, Emoha local government area of River State. Spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringa Koko, made this known in an interview with correspondent Mekoto Kawal, confirming the killing. SP Iringa Koko said the attack was a reprisal by a rival cult group. She said the Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Adeboju, has deployed a tactical team to the area to restore order.
It's a cult-related issue. Well, the city has deployed tactical teams. The area commander and the DPO, they are on top of the situation. Meanwhile, 7 persons have been arrested in connection to that cult-related issue, while investigation is ongoing.
Earlier, a member of a local vigilante in Eba and Obele community, Chinano Elenono, popularly known as Naked, accused 2 gang leaders in Obele community, Cairo and Oyibo, of being responsible for the killing.
I just wake up this morning. Somebody begin tell me a story. What happened this morning? Say Oyibo and Cairo come kill people for Obele. About 7 people.
Meanwhile, former President Muhammadu Buhari says security and economy improved significantly in Nigeria during his 8-year tenure. The former president said this when he received members of the Katsina State Correspondents' Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists at his country home, Daura, Katsina State, on a courtesy visit. He said his administration significantly curbed the menace of terrorism and economic meltdown in the country. He further explained that the evolving security and economic strategies initiated and implemented by his government successfully tackled the economic and security woes he inherited from his predecessors. Away from that, the leader of the Victor Oko Jumbo-led River State House of Assembly, Sukari Goodboy, says the Assembly's oversight functions align with state laws. A statement said the Oko Jumbo-led Assembly Committee on Local Government Affairs conducted oversight visit to Gokana, Tai, and Kana local government areas, with Chairman Adolphus Orubienimiga stressing the importance of transparency and accountability in council fund usage. Speaking during an assessment tour of Oba Ebemandoni local government area, the leader of the House reaffirmed the 10th Assembly's commitment to Governor Fubara's Rivers First agenda by ensuring local government chairmen provide evidence of completed projects.
We are not ending knowledge. The local government stated that maybe we are here to visit our friends, that local government are also our friends, that we are going to visit. Not just that. We have it in mind that after we are done with the local government, we move over to other agencies and parastatals in the state. We want to know what is happening. And we are happy and we are pleased that we are working with a principal, and he is the political leader of my party. And we know that his mantra has been that Rivers people first, and in placing Rivers people first, but as a constitutional powers that we have come to say we want to know.
Deputy Speaker Timothy Adolphus, however, urged chairmen to use allocated funds responsibly.
We are here not for the purpose of shunting the local government, not for the purposes of doing anything contrary to what those outside would think. Our mission is simple. We are paused to ensure that money meant for the good people of Onelga is used in Onelga. That our principal, the governor of Rivers State, had determined to take Rivers State into the front burner in the League of States, and is doing his best by way of spreading projects cutting across the length and breadth of Rivers State. And we feel that it's very necessary that he himself cannot do it alone, that these things can be replicated even at the various local government councils.
Still to come, federal government denies scrapping JSS and SSS. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The River State coordinator of the African Women Lawyers Association, Gloria Angoriohia, has condemned the practice of altering or injuring female genitalia for non-medical reasons. Mrs. Angoriohia said this during an interview with our correspondent as the world observes the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, FGM. She urged everyone to take a stand against these harmful practices and speak up to protect girls and women.
As one of the Sustainable Development Goal of eliminating female genital mutilation by 2030, African Women Lawyers Association River State branch joined survivors world over on this International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation to say no to all procedures that involve altering genital or injuring female genitalia for non-medical reasons. As we continue our sensitization, we encourage persons who find this dehumanizing and harmful practice against girls and women to speak up. Allah Rivers will take and pursue it up to a logical conclusion within the ambits of the law.
In another development, the chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association in River State, Diamond Tamunokuro, has welcomed the increase in the retirement age for doctors, saying experienced doctors will mitigate the health workforce crisis in Nigeria. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu approved an increase in the retirement age for doctors and other healthcare workers from 60 to 65 years. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Martha Okere, Dr. Tamunokuro, however, said the increase in the retirement age for doctors is not enough to retain a skilled healthcare workforce in the country.
A lot of our doctors are leaving the country, and the major push factors are insecurity and poor remuneration for doctors. And this is where government needs to look into. This is good, but this is not enough. Talking about mitigating the JAPA syndrome right now. Government needs to do more improving the welfare of doctors. The salaries doctors take home is still abysmal. Working conditions are still very poor. Security generally for all citizens is at the lowest level. So these are areas government should improve for us to retain a skilled workforce in the country.
To education now, the federal government has proposed a 12-year basic education model but has denied scrapping junior secondary school, JSS, and senior secondary school, SSS. This is according to a statement by the Director of Press of the Federal Ministry of Education, Folashade Boriowo. Mr. Boriowo said the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, made the statement at the Extraordinary National Council on Education (SCE) meeting held in Abuja on Thursday, where he presented a proposal for discussion, not an immediate policy change. In business, the 2023 presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, is calling for greater transparency and accountability following the recent increase in the 2025 budget. Mr. Obi, in a post on X, said while the sources of revenue were detailed, there was no corresponding breakdown of expenditures to justify the budget increase. In entertainment, Grammy winner Burna Boy and US singer Chloe Bailey's relationship seems to be getting stronger, though the pair have not admitted to being an item. They have been seen hanging out together multiple times in the past few months. During their most recent outing, the Nigerian singer and American singer got matching wristwatches, and they are seen displaying them. In sports, former Real Madrid and Spain defender Sergio Ramos has signed a one-year contract with Mexican side Monterrey. Ramos has been without a club since leaving Sevilla when his contract expired at the end of 2023-2024. He won the World Cup with Spain in 2010 and lifted the European Championship in 2008 and 2012.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
The United Nations Chief of Humanitarian Affairs, Tom Fletcher, says he has witnessed firsthand the misery of Palestinians in northern Gaza. Mr. Fletcher, who is visiting northern Gaza, recounts unimaginable destruction in the enclave. He says survivors told him that the UN must do more to protect them, deliver life-saving aid, maintain the ceasefire, and help them rebuild. Also, South Africa has continued to stand in solidarity with Palestinians. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa says the Palestinians are now experiencing indescribable suffering after enduring decades of illegal occupation.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The Senate has ordered a probe into the oil spill and fire outbreak in Rivers State. The police have arrested 7 suspects over fresh killings in Rivers community. The federal government has denied scrapping JSS and SSS. On the foreign scene, the UN has decried Gaza's devastation as South Africa escalates support for Palestinians. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.